Hey everybody, welcome to Let's Play Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. I'm doing this game for a Let's Play both as a follow-up to my first one, and because the people I know and watch my videos in person have told me that they would love to see a LP of this game, if only for the fact that it's so much more difficult than the first, and completely different. I'll get into the mechanics of this, probably once I get to the first town, or a battle, depending on what happens first. But since I'm staying on the road, which means you shouldn't encounter anything unless you accidentally step off of it, I won't have a problem with that. Okay, so in the top area of the screen you see a sword with a 1, magic 1, life 1, with bars. The bars are obviously your amount of magic and amount of health remaining. And you have a experience counter on the far right that says next, nothing, /50. That's of course showing that I need 50 experience to get to the next level. Now unlike other games where they have level-up systems, you won't increase all of your stats at once. Instead you'll increase one of them at a time depending on how much you gained, and whether or not that was the correct amount for that specific stat. So the first stat I'll get after getting 50 experience is a life upgrade. Now here we got our first spell, which is shield. That makes it so you take half the normal damage that you would when you get hit, which makes it the most important spell in the game. Now, contrary to what you might think, increasing your life level and your magic level does not increase the amount of HP or MP that you have. Rather, increasing your life level will increase your defense value. Basically, you'll take less damage, but your maximum health won't go past the 4 bars. You'll be collecting hearts like you did in the original Zelda game to do that. And this is not the screen I was wanting to get into. That forest I stepped into has a screen, but of course I got into an encounter right when I stepped into it. Okay, here's where we wanted to go. There's a experience bag, or a money bag, or whatever you want to think of it as, that will give you a free level here. So, let's see. Just avoid the bats because I don't feel like dealing with them right now. There you go. Free level up. Life is now 2. You saw how they were dealing about half a block of damage when I got hit before. Now it's still about half a block of damage. You don't get a whole lot of defense when you level up, but it adds up over time. It becomes very, very much worth it. Now there's something else I want to get before we really get started with the game, and that's going to be over here in the southwest. Yeah, south left, like that's an actual direction. Here we're in a cave, it's dark, you can hardly see the enemies here. You see a little bit of their outline on the ground, so just be very careful. Oh, not like that. I thought there was only 2. There were actually 3, and you see that rock coming at me, maybe. The screen recorder's catching it correctly. Ha! Octoroks! We know how to deal with octopi. Just get over there, wait for it to shoot, jump over it, and stab it. Of course, I jumped into it, which is, you know, the grandest idea ever. Oh, so, as you can see, we're almost halfway to leveling up our magic. I went through the level screen a little quickly, but you can pause the video back there and see what stats are going to be coming up on the level up reel first, and so on and so forth. These are magic vials you can pick up. They'll give you 1 block of magic back, which would be helpful if it didn't cost so much money to cast shield, or so much magic to cast shield right now. You see, it's 2 blocks, which was 32, so that means that every block of magic is 16. Now what magic does when you level it up is it actually will decrease the amount of MP it costs to cast certain spells. Generally, they'll all go down in cost, but not on every level, and some of them will still remain expensive throughout the game, just the entire time. We're going to go back to town real fast so I can get healed, because I took a lot of stupid hits going through all those battles and everything. But hey, I didn't say I was going to do this perfectly. In fact, expect me to die a lot. And unlike in the last game where I said, oh, I'll probably die. No, I'm entirely serious. I mean it. I will die at some point in this game. Probably game over, and oh, crap. I really didn't want to deal with you guys. Shield actually works on pretty much all attacks. Generally speaking, like you saw how I was blocking the spears he was throwing. You'll later find enemies that will be trying to stab you with swords. You can actually block the swords now. They don't just block projectiles. But there are some things that they won't block, including some projectiles. So, don't use your shield as your safety against everything, because you'll take a lot of damage pointlessly. If we head south here, we can find a health extension after we get through an annoying action area. These, you might be able to see we have bubbles coming up from the bottom of the screen. They're going to attack Link right in, let's just say right up his tunic. Yeah, and tunics are kind of skirt-like. It's real pleasant. And you saw how I jumped back on the path here when I got into an encounter. That made it so the encounter went away. That's because there have been too many times in which I was trying to get to this area and got into an encounter before I got on the platform space of the map. Yeah, and the grassy knoll. Unfortunately, if you get into an encounter right as you walk into it, it's just like when I tried to go get that 50 free XP, and you have to deal with something other than what you wanted, which means that I'd have to step off it and back onto it after the encounter to get my heart. But hey, now we have 5 blocks of health, 5 blocks of magic, and having kind of some serious close calls here with the bubbles. But, oh well, they didn't hit me, I didn't get knocked into the water, which is death water. Link cannot swim in this game. Of course, he couldn't swim in the other game, could he? Just used a raft to get across water, and only in certain areas. So useful. And here we have the first palace of the game. Now, I didn't talk to certain characters in town that could have told you what to get from this palace, but that's okay. You should expect to always find some kind of nifty special magic item in every dungeon you go to, in every Zelda game. At least one per dungeon. So, it's not like I'm spoiling anything and not revealing enough information. We'll ignore that guy if he's going to ignore us. Alright. Let's see, come on, get down here. Go on, just run in, stab him in the knees, and keep him at bay. Whoa, I hate these orange running, I don't know, they remind me of like Egyptian hieroglyphs come to life running at you. And the reason I hate them is because when they hit you, they make you lose XP, which is the most annoying thing ever. Because I want to level up. I want my character to become more powerful. Link is too weak in this game. Well, sort of. He won't seem weak until... well, actually, I guess he seems weak now. Then he'll seem pretty strong later, and then he'll seem really weak again when we get to pretty much the end of the game. Bubbles, they will steal your magic and hurt you. And you can kill them. It just takes a long time, and you should not bother with it in this hallway. Okay, let's see. Take out the staff holes. Go down. And I'm going to skip out on getting the magic level up right now, because I don't particularly need it. I'm not casting my shield spell, and... ooh, life is always good, though. Even though I didn't need the healing that I would have gotten from leveling up, life is good. I was thinking about waiting until I got to the 200 XP threshold and get my attack up, and that's okay. Let's see, at 9 minutes. We'll see if we can't come up here and grab the key, and then we're going to have to end this video off. But that's fine. I don't expect to be able to run through a whole palace and stuff before the 10-minute marker. Another annoying thing is you'll notice that the sword beam, or sword of beamosity, doesn't have the range it used to. It only goes about half the screen. Not even that, actually. Only like a fourth of the screen. And it doesn't hurt everything. Some things are immune to its damage. This guy I'm actually going to put my shield for. kind of treat him like a hammer brother from Mario. And then just get him against the wall and destroy him. Alright, so we're gonna stand off here, face off with the statue, and we'll see you next time on Let's Play Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Thanks for watching, have a good night. Hello, Governor. Welcome to Let's Play Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link.